Shifting our focus now to Kashmir. Indian cricket is receiving a ton of young talent from the region. It seems like the youth is picking up bats instead of guns and balls in place of stones. The Indian Premier League had also shortlisted Kashmiri cricketers for the auction. How do the youth in Kashmir become a major force in the sport? Are times changing in the valley? India and cricket, the two have a history going back several decades. Cricket is as good as a religion in India. Certain matches attract the undivided attention of all communities. There is an adrenaline rush. One forgets everything else. So it's certainly an achievement if a sports person gets to become a cricketer. Kashmir has now entered the field and is competing quite well. The former Indian cricketer Mohammad Kaif once said that it will be beautiful if Kashmiri youth picked up a bat instead of a gun and grabbed a ball in place of a stone. The sports person's dream has now come true. Many Kashmiri cricketers have entered the Indian Premier League. This year, the IPL player auction saw young Kashmiri cricketers like Mujtaba Yusuf, Abid Mushtaq, Basit Bashir, Rafiq Salam, Wasim Bashir and Fazil Rashid. Now those are just a few names from the list. Apart from the men's cricketing world, a young woman cricketer is making waves in women's cricket. 21-year-old Snobar Samandar. She has played for the Jammu Kashmir Cricket Association and also was selected for the Jammu and Kashmir women's cricket trials. Reports say that Samandar aims to promote women's cricket and empower young girls to pursue their own sporting dreams. But don't be mistaken, Kashmir is not just filling up seats in the national cricket. The Kashmiri willow, from which most of the professional bats are made, has also been endorsed by leading international cricketers. Kashmiri willow will make its debut at the ICC Men's World Cup this year. Cricketers will play the ball with the Kashmir willow instead of the English willow. This will be a major boost for the Make in India and Make in J&K initiatives. Kashmir has been producing bats for more than 100 years now, but the bats were never marketed as a Kashmiri brand. Let us explain. Earlier, companies would buy the willow bats without labels. They would later tag brands on them of their own choice and would never sell them as a Kashmiri bat. But this time, Kashmiris are producing, branding and marketing their own willow. Reports say that many Indian bat production companies use English willow and tag them as made in India. A top Kashmiri bat marketer says, and I quote, "In the case of English willow, the money of raw material goes back to England even after 77 years of independence. On the other hand, the Kashmir product is 100% made in India, with the main clef coming from Kashmir. The handle comes from Jalandhar or Andaman and Nicobar, and the sticker from Meerut and fiber from Kolkata." The Kashmir willow overtakes the English one as it is also pocket-friendly and may continue to be the go-to brand for the 50-over World Cup. It's definitely wonderful news when Kashmir is associated with the thrill of scoring runs and taking wickets than firing guns and pellets. It's July the 28th. The last we heard of Qin Gang was on June 25th. Until 2 days ago, he was China's foreign minister. Now he is just a diplomat discarded by Xi Jinping's regime and being erased by China. Just days ago, I told you that China was wiping out Qin Gang's digital footprint. References to him were scrubbed from the Foreign Ministry's website. But guess what? As speculation grows, articles about Qin Gang's activities have also started to reappear. The last report is from the 25th of June, when he met his Vietnamese counterpart in Beijing. A report about Qin's meeting with US Secretary of State Antony Blinken in June has also resurfaced. Question is, will the man himself reappear in public eye too? Or is it too late for that to happen? We never know, because it is China we are talking about. Look at the Chinese Foreign Ministry's official website. Until 2 days ago, if you search for Qin Gang, it showed 0 results, 0. And now there is a long list of reports. What explains the Foreign Ministry's back and forth? Is it a desperate cover-up? You see, the full erasure of a foreign minister was bad PR. Global media called China out on it. On this show, we told you why a public figure, a diplomat, can't just go missing in broad daylight. Has the simple realization finally dawned upon China, or was it a technical glitch? There's absolutely no answer from Beijing. As expected, it is maintaining silence. But people want an answer. This was reflected in the top search items on Weibo. Chinese people searched Qin Gang's whereabouts. There were queries about his wife, even an alleged mistress. People are poring over the most recent photos of Qin Gang in public and asking questions. Does he look sick? Who are his enemies in the party's senior ranks? How did they bring him down when he appeared to have such strong support from China's all-powerful leader himself? And you know what the most unusual part is? Rumors about a senior official like Qin Gang are never discussed on the Chinese internet so freely, because the government makes sure that such discussions are censored. So does it mean that there is no truth to these rumors? Qin Gang spent only 6 months in office. He was Xi Jinping's protege. His fall from grace has been as unexpected and abrupt as his elevation. Since both moves are attributed to Xi himself, the episode is coming across as an embarrassing lapse in judgment right at the top. And it is not helping China's case. All this is adding to the global critique of China. In fact, in a new Pew Research Center survey, global views of China are broadly negative. Over the past year, China has tried to put on a face of a global peacemaker. Despite several high-profile diplomatic initiatives, be it brokering a peace deal between Saudi Arabia and Iran or issuing a proposal to the war in Ukraine, a median of 71% people in 24 countries think that China does not contribute to global peace and stability. No surprises there. But forget about global peace. China has more pressing domestic concerns. The country does not change foreign ministers just like that. But high-profile figures do go missing every now and then. And recently, senior commanders in the People's Liberation Army's rocket force have taken a fall. Commander Li Yushao, Zhang Zhengong, and Liu Jiangbin, they've all been missing. There have been no public announcement about any investigation into the trio, but reports say that they have been taken away by anti-corruption investigators. In June, Wu Guo, the deputy commander of the PLA's rocket force, reportedly died by suicide. However, the PLA stated that Wu died of cerebral hemorrhage. For Qin Gang too, China has cited health issues. But how can health issues justify wiping out and then bringing back Qin Gang's information? Is his disappearance also a part of Xi Jinping's drive against corruption? What could Qin Gang have done to lose Xi's favor? Will the truth ever come to light? We may never get to know the full story because it's China. As we all know, it rarely lets out the truth. Meanwhile, scientists have awakened a 46,000-year-old roundworm. Yes, a 46,000-year-old worm. Scientists hope to discover how the parasite survived extreme conditions and is still alive while the Earth faces soaring global temperatures. Experts believe that this discovery could teach humanity survival techniques. So how did the microscopic critter survive for so long? Will humans also adapt to changing weather patterns like the roundworm did? Our next report has more.
Nematodes, also known as roundworms. They are parasites that thrive in numerous places like soil, fresh water, marine environments, even inside animals and plants. They are known to be the most abundant on Earth. Scientists have now discovered that roundworms can go dormant for several years. You might not believe it, but scientists have revived a 46,000-year-old female microscopic roundworm. It's a new species of roundworm. Where was it found? Inside a Siberian permafrost. It was excavated from nearly 130 feet below the surface. Radiocarbon dating helped discover that the soil was over 40,000 years old.
This piece of soil had been frozen for a very long time, and then used radiocarbon dating later to determine that it's actually been frozen for 46,000 years. And when they dug it up, they took all measures they could to not introduce any contamination from the outside.
So why does this discovery matter? Well, experts say that they will now study the parasite and unlock how the creature went dormant to survive extreme environments. Scientists say, and I quote, We need to know how species adapted to the extreme through evolution to maybe help species alive today and humans as well.
The whole Earth seems to be moving to a more extreme environment. And I think by studying these species, comparing their genomes and see how they adapted to these extreme conditions, we can learn a lot about conservation biology. We can learn things that could inform us to maybe save endangered species and think about protection measures and all these things.
Experts are calling this an act of cryptobiosis. Cryptobiosis is a state of inactivity where an organism stops its metabolic activities. Procedures like reproduction, development, and repair of the body parts go dormant. The new nematode has broken the dormancy record, earlier set by an Antarctic species. This particular species reproduces without a mate. Scientists have taken full advantage of that and raised more than 100 generations from the single nematode. In the age of climate change and extreme weather shifts, the study on nematodes could help humans adapt to changes in the near future. You see, nematodes pump out sugar, which helps them protect their DNA from degrading.
They build this sugar, trehalose, which somehow helps them protect their DNA and proteins while they are in this resting stage. And they found that in our Panoglymus species, they basically do the same. They also enrich a lot of trehalose, which apparently helps them to also protect their cells, their DNA, their proteins when they are frozen.
So could humans also use such a technique to save themselves? Will the 46,000-year-old nematode be the key to our survival? Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.